Hey guys and girls, so this is another new project. It is actually to create the first diorama for a competition that I'm going to enter this coming week, Otta Fest. So this is how it is. Styrofoam or mesh, paper mesh design here, using some simple paper, putting it to make the rock facade, the terrain, sorry, and then preparing it for the next step. What is it underneath? Actually, it is actually a metal tray. You can see here, it's an old used metal tray that has been used as the base to make this. And this is just step 1 and 2 of how this was mounted onto the tray, and then this paper was used to crumple to create the rock terrain. Then going to the next step after this. Alright, here's stage 2. So I've cut out some, just normal kitchen towel, right? Just put it up, and then make a solution like this. You can see here, it's actually just normal art glue. You can use something like this, right? And just mix it with water, or I have something called well bond. It's a bit stronger adhesive, if you like. Then just have cut up piles of kitchen towel, right? So remember, there is the pieces of paper. So you just put it. You don't want it to be too smooth, so just put it onto a surface. Then take a little bit and then start dabbing onto it. To make sure that you don't want it too flat. You just want to put it into place. Okay, so that's the stage 2, and then this whole thing needs to be filled up in all these areas. Cover this with this, and then before the next stage. Okay, that's stage 2. Hi guys, just a quick update. The tissue has actually been set. I just wanted to make a comment. Remember, I showed you these 2 products yesterday. You can actually use this, which is just normal white glue, art glue, and then I had this well bond. So I was just saying that if you don't have this, you can use this. The only difference is when you use this, right, it bonds faster, and if you look at it, it's hard, right? You look at it, it's hard. You need it to be hard because obviously you want to make it look like, let's say for example, gravel or stones or whatever. It needs to have the rock solid type of texture. With this glue, you can, but you need to use a lot more than compared to something like this. You can probably look for something like this in your local hardware store. Okay, so on to the next part, which is starting to paint this thing. Alright, so we move on to the next stage, which is actually the painting. So you actually just can use some acrylic paint, and you can just buy this off some dollar store and all that, right? Just use acrylic water-based I suppose paint. And so for example, here we just mix a little bit of black and a bit of white to get the green, and then start to form the base, and you can brush it onto the surface slowly, and then to get the base coat to form the rock formation of the diorama. So just easily brush it over. Then you need to obviously mix the other paints to form different shades and colors for you to make it more realistic of whatever diorama you are actually creating. Alright, so the grey base has been done, covered most of it, so the next different color will be going on to it next. Alright, so you can see now it's painted with black all around. That's the base, before the other colors get applied into it. You can see some red as well, so the next portion will be other colors that will be applied on it. So this will give it a darker base, so to say, before you apply the other textures, colors, to give it more realistic look. Okay. Alright, so before setting the other paint color, we actually put in a figure of a tree So you can cut any branch to your shape to fit the scenario you want to create, and then stick it in. So later on it will be painted and other thing will be put on top of it to give it more depth, color, and natural. Okay, so the other thing that was the next step was actually to add this green grass or moss effect amongst the rocks to create like the landscape part. So it has been added. Actually, these are real moss or grass, if you like, that just came from our garden. But they are, in a way, they will last, hopefully. So yeah, just to give it that real effect of how a cliff or let's say a terrain really look like. Okay, so the next part will be to decorate the inside here and then the branches as well. Okay. Alright, so the next step after putting all the rocks and pebbles is actually to get some moss. Actually, this is real moss to give it that terrain effect, and these are just some fake plant-like materials that you can actually get it from the dollar store to actually fill in a little bit more of different type of grass. So these are all kind of like art type of foliage or grass. Okay, so it's been added to the back as well, you can see, to cover the whole thing as if it's like a cliff or on top of a mountain or something like that, to give it the full effect, right? Yeah. Again, this is real moss grass with some even some real soil as well. Okay, so the next part is actually to work on this tree leaves and I think the inside as well. Okay. Alright, here's the revealing of the final product. You can see the red Commet Zaku in there. You can see when we zoom in, there's another Zaku in there who is in a way injured. So the story is the red Commet with Shahnazbel is actually protecting a fellow comrade who's actually down in a cave, hiding there while awaiting reinforcements coming out. So the diorama is complete. Hope you like it, and I'm going to do some close shots up now for you to see. Thanks guys.